No doubt. Don't speak. You're listening to Arun this Tuesday evening, just gone 18 minutes to 8. It's now Sarah Davison, best known as a divorce coach. You'll know her from the TV show Heartbreak Hotel. She rose to prominence, having launched the UK's first ever breakup recovery retreat, which that programme is based on. Sarah, is it possible to have a good divorce?
Yes, it is. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow brought us Conscious Uncoupling, didn't she? And whilst I think that's quite extreme to be able to still go on holiday with your ex and then you partner with all the kids together, I do find that quite rare. Especially in my clinic, I tend to see the other end, which I've termed aggressively severing, which is what I see most people going through. But you can, if the relationship is healthy, so if it's not toxic, there's no abuse, you can have a healthy divorce and an amicable divorce. And that means sort of setting some ground rules that even though there will be conflict, because even for the most reasonable of people, when you start dividing two lifestyles, there will always be conflict. So I think, understanding that from the get-go, having that communication with your partner saying, look, I know how we are when we argue. We've been doing that for a while maybe, but let's agree to be kind, take some time out. Let's have a plan for resolving that conflict, because ultimately, and especially if you've got kids, you want to minimise the damage so that you do have an ongoing long-term friendship if you can. So yes, it's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's easy though.
Is the majority of conflict when it comes to divorce down to money?
A lot of it is down to money. A lot of it is down to betrayal. That's one of the big things that is really difficult. But that usually comes down to the fact that the communication has broken down a long time ago. And, when you stuff your problems under the rug and you don't face them, and maybe that's just not, because for any reason other than you just don't like conflict. You don't want to have an argument. You're not that kind of person. So you don't resolve issues. I think that is a key issue. So if you are in a relationship listening, if there are issues, deal with them as they come up, even though you may not want to deal with them in that moment. Set some time aside, maybe when everyone's calm or it's, a few days later, and just talk through it, because resolving those issues as you go is going to be so important so that they don't stack up over time. And then you end up getting, because then finances come in. Finances are a big issue, especially at the moment. It will put pressure on your relationship. In fact, 50% of respondents to a survey by a law firm called Stowe Family Law recently said that they're experiencing friction in their marriage at the moment because the mortgage rate has risen. So again, I know that finances do put pressure on, especially one of you's a spender, one of you's a saver, especially over Christmas with budgets. That can cause problems. So yes, money does cause issues, but if you can't communicate in a healthy way, then that's going to be a problem. So looking at the communication, I would say, comes first, and then those issues become easier to resolve.
Communication and understanding, Sarah. I understand that Hannah's a spender. Hannah understands that I'm a spender. That's why we can't save. See, we have it absolutely sorted out, and we're fine with that. What are the rules? I know you went through the rules of doing it well, but let's try and have a bit of a serious moment here, just in case there was someone listening and they're going, I've had a really rough time and I know it's time to do something about it, but maybe they're worried about how to do it. They're worried about how the other partner will feel. And given the financial predicament a lot of people find themselves in right now, there'll be a lot of people that go, I feel I can't leave because if they were to leave, they would put the other person in quite a perilous situation and therefore they may stay because of that. What would you say to them?
Yeah, look, first of all, you're not alone. There is help for these kind of things. So again, get your support team in place. I think your breakup support team should be people, for example, your friends, the friends that aren't going to cause problems. Maybe they're friends that can give you some constructive advice. So choose them carefully. But also, if you do have legal questions or financial questions, do get people in place that can answer those specific questions for you. When it comes to looking at budget, I think that because splitting two lifestyles can be expensive, especially if you've got kids, because you may need to have, two houses with two or three bedrooms, that can be expensive. So again, thinking before you jump out of the relationship and announce you're leaving, thinking about your budget, getting your ducks in a row, looking at what you would be spending and what that might look like is really, really important. So maybe looking at what you spend every month, looking at how those expenses could be split, you could reduce any some way, just so you've got a plan, I think. And then again, if you can have that conversation with your partner to say, look, things, having that relationship where you can say the things you need to say in a way where you're not blaming each other, because at this point it's probably a bit late for all that, and just setting the ground rules that let's try and do this with respect and kindness and put each other and the kids first. I think that's going to be absolutely key. But also getting the help for you. You know, we run online support groups. You know, you can have coaching. There's all sorts of things out there that people could do. You mentioned my retreats in the intro. I mean, there's so many things. You know, keeping each other on side is really a good thing. So not bad mouthing your ex to other people and looking after yourself. Self-care comes in really important in this time as well. So making sure, if it's not too windy, to go outside and have a walk, or, you know, just getting some exercise, looking after yourself, not staying stuck in alone is going to be key.
There you go. It helps, doesn't it? Sarah, look, thank you so much. We're definitely going to get you back on. Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Arun.
Ah, that was brilliant. The world's leading breakup and divorce coach, hey? That's not a title many people could say they've got. In fact, no. The world's leading, there's only one. This is Debbie, I'm Different.